On the hearing, my husband got drunk and ended up mentioning the hearing in some details to my brother-in-law. Apparently that night while sleeping he said, "I couldn't protect her, and what if she's not mine?" My husband was extremely drunk and did not remember doing this. My mother-in-law does not know that I was essayed, but she does know there was a break-in and I was attacked. She kept trying to convince my husband to leave me. My husband told her what she did was unforgivable and that he is going to cut her off. My husband is inconsolable. He's so upset he told his mother to piss off and then told her that my attack was actually an essay, and that's who our daughter's biological father is. It still makes me sick to say that. She tried to apologize, but my husband told her he can't forgive her, and not to contact any of us. I told everyone my mother-in-law DNA tested our daughter and we were done with her. I have 7 siblings. 5 think I'm in the right, and the other 2 and my brother-in-law can't believe mother-in-law did that, but understands why because she didn't have the entire story and assumed I wasn't being truthful to my husband. But even if I wasn't, I can't imagine being a parent so concerned with my child's relationship that I would go to those lengths to meddle. Update: yes, we are no contact with my mother-in-law. I haven't talked to her since the dinner and my husband hasn't spoken to her since a couple days after that. She knows I was essayed, and attempted to apologize to my husband when he last spoke to her, but he basically told her to piss off and he couldn't forgive her. We also had a good relationship up until this point, or so I thought. We hung out and did stuff together. I was just really hurt that she told me at dinner when I asked what the envelope was, that it's proof that you're the trash I always knew you were. Also, my answers and descriptions of what took place are intentionally vague, due to the amount of attention this got. I don't want a single person to know mine or my family's true identity and try to out my daughter's biology to my attacker or his family. If my daughter desires to do that in the future, I want that decision to be wholly hers and not have another decision about her future to be made for her against her will. I'll suffice it to say that he is in prison for life without parole, and I am not the only person he did this to. He also murdered at least one other victim. There are very few articles about this trial because it was a closed trial, and although none of the victims interviewed or are mentioned by name, they do use initials. There is also a slew of other charges he had brought against him as well. People want to know why or how I could have kept a baby knowing the possibility of the attacker being the father. And the answer is that even if I had known definitively that he was the father, my decision probably wouldn't have been different. She is as much a part of me biologically speaking as she is him, and after seeing her move around I didn't desire an abortion, although it would have been nearly impossible for me to get one anyway where I lived. Although she was conceived in violence, she was raised in love, understanding, and acceptance. She is much more mine and my husband's than my attacker's. All he did was contribute DNA to her, nothing else. He's had no influence or part in her life and likely never will. I know DNA doesn't mean anything in the sense of who she is, but that doesn't diminish the devastation and anger I feel knowing he is responsible for any part of her. I'm honestly not sure why my husband and I were so blindsided, but I feel like you can convince yourself of anything given the right circumstances. Initially we did feel it was likely the attacker because of the year we went without conceiving, but when I got pregnant with my son pretty soon after my daughter, I know I convinced myself that not only